Hi, I'm Sleepy, and today I want to talk about my boy, Ness. Ness has a bad rep in Smash. Like, debatably, he's the most hated character in the game. I don't think that viewing Ness mains as a separate and inferior species is fair, but some people want me dead. I mean, like, yeah, okay, PK Fire does a lot of damage, but this seems like an overreaction, right? He's one of the coolest characters in the game. Not everybody agrees with me on that one, so one of my goals in redesigning Ness is to drastically improve Ness's standing on the sick list. At the end of this video, the world will know true sickness. Sorry, something is stuck in my throat. Ness has some of the most changes in the series. That's not because I'm unhappy with his portrayal. I actually love what they did with Ness in Ultimate. He's a powerhouse with the ability to create walls and heal. He's a bit slow, but that's okay because he's strong. That's all very reminiscent of Earthbound. His party members joining his final smash, so cool and so appropriate. Lots of subtle changes to make his moves look more like their Earthbound versions, which I appreciate immensely. The only reason I have so many changes is because he's my favorite character in the game, and I've played over 600 hours with Ness. I wish I could give every character this level of detail, but I simply lack that experience. Ness's design is intentionally strange. From his weird double jump to having the most bizarre recovery in the game, he's, for lack of a better word, quirky. I found a few ways to make him strange, while not only fun and creative, but super good. In Smash Ultimate, he feels powerful. He has so many things going for him, but is held back by the same issues that have plagued him and will continue to plague him until someone does something about it. Also the fact that everyone hates him, but don't worry, we'll get to it. His dark blue costume was changed so that he has dark blue overalls, to further the reference. Basically, all of his PM ults are amazing, but it's already well known how cool they are. I found this costume online based off the New Age Retro Hippie. I think it looks fantastic. I couldn't find out who made the artwork, so if you tell me who to credit, I'll update the description. His final costume is one that I thought of on my own. Ness wears a karate gi like Pooh, except that he has a white belt. I like to imagine that after the events of Earthbound, Ness started taking karate lessons from Pooh. Down taunt has been moved to side taunt. Ness has a new down taunt, where he makes the same pose when taking pictures in Earthbound, then says, "Fuzzy Pickles!" And then the off-screen photographer takes a picture. If we add a new voice line, I have to address one of Ness's biggest issues, his voice. Change Ness's voice to sound more American. I know Ness is a kid and all, but can he not sound like a 4-year-old girl? One of Ness's major themes is growing up. I don't feel that Ness's voice represents that. It's trying too hard to be cute.
Okay.
When Ness does a PK Thunder Tackle, I want to hear a voice crack. Lucas has a great voice, so why is Ness still stuck with this one? No disrespect to Makiko Emoto. I love her. She's a fantastic voice actress and fits perfectly in roles like Kirby and Viridi. But in my opinion, it doesn't fit Ness. I'm nowhere near as qualified to voice act as her, but I'll contribute something instead of just criticizing. Kind of embarrassed, so I'll save it for the end, so less people get to hear it. Ness's entrance animation is now Psy Teleport Beta instead of Alpha. It's a reversed animation of the Earthbound version. What a strange change to make.
He gets a new victory screen. As usual, I have no budget. Wait, what? My last video made 2 cents? Hell yeah, we Disney. Let's get some visuals today. He is seen sitting by his friends eating a hamburger. Ness gets another victory animation. The camera is focused on the Mani Mani statue, then pans to Ness right next to it as he smashes it to pieces.
The next change is something I bet you'll love. It pays homage to Earthbound's combat. Ness's percent now scrolls up instead of changing immediately like every other character. This has several gameplay ramifications, most notably allowing you to use Magnet to heal soon after taking damage to negate the rest of the damage you would have taken. And it messes up some percent-specific kill confirms. But on the same token, because Ness doesn't instantly reach the percent he's inflicted, he can be comboed a lot harder. Characters with good frame data can sometimes hit twice as much before he's knocked too far away to continue. so despite being a small floaty, he's uniquely susceptible to combos and infinites. Ness also has way more control over LSI than any other character. I was inspired to make this change after a recent playthrough of Earthbound. The text speed in that game doubles as a difficulty slider. With slower text, it makes battles way tougher than expected because you're stuck watching your text slowly crawl as your HP drops. This is translated to Smash when you're in hit stun and have to DI.
So on top of having high control over LSI, it also affects his hit stun. When holding up, you fly faster and your HP scrolls up faster, but you have less hit stun. Holding down makes you fly slower and your HP rolls slower, but you have more hit stun. The rolling HP complements this mechanic just as well as in Earthbound. And if we're still just adding stuff from Earthbound's combat, when you pick Ness against an opponent who's obviously weaker than you instantly win. Just kidding about that one.
As you'll soon see, I made Ness broken. When designing Ness, I was thinking about how frustrated some people would get with his plentiful multi-hits that I made even better. To get out, you'd have to Bayonetta SDI. So instead of decapitating your control stick to SDI out of all of his multi-hits, he takes the single hit balance approach. Now even though he still uses tons of multi-hits, they resist SDI and instead give you wider range of DI. This seems like a minor change, but I put a lot of forethought into it, and trust me, you'd appreciate it if it was real. Most of Ness's spherical purple PSI attacks have a more varied shapes inside and follow a color scheme of red, blue, and yellow. If you don't know, this attack is called PK Rockin' in Earthbound, so just for fun, I'll be naming all of his PSI attacks after rock and roll references. Am I ripping off JoJo? Yes. Am I ashamed? No. Ness now has 4 frames of jump squat. Ness is a bit heavier, now the same weight as Mario. Ness has much lower traction, which helps him feel stranger. Ness has higher airspeed, which he does trade his ground game for. He can move very fast with his excellent wavedash, but a slow run makes it hard to cross long distances. Ness can wall jump, because it's weird that he can't, and Ness can double jump cancel again by tapping the jump button, then attacking. If you like the old double jump, then you can just hold down the jump button while doing an aerial to rise, just like in PM. His physics changes give him excellent burst options as he has one of the longest wave dashes, but it's hard for him to cover a lot of ground if he needs to be anywhere farther than wave dash or short hop distance.
Chuck E. Cheese for my birthday. 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 Birthday. Chuck E. Cheese.
Jab changed. Jab now references PK Rockin' Alpha. I named it Johnny Be Good. He swipes with his finger twice diagonally and finishes with a PSI palm strike. The sounds that play are identical to that of his Earthbound appearance. It's one of the few non-rapid jabs that kill. It deals more damage than F-Tilt, however it has more end lag and no longer jab locks people. F-Tilt, speaking of, was generously donated to Ness by Lucas. I hope it doesn't look like I'm trying to make Lucas worse than Ness. I love them both the same. Don't worry, Lucas is gonna be just as broken as Ness when the time comes. This F-Tilt is called Diamond Dog. The angled version was buffed. Upward Diamond Dog is stronger and faster. F-Tilt is very plus on shield, so you can pressure super hard. Up Tilt is much stronger, and the PSI ball gets pushed up by Ness, vastly improving the vertical range and giving him a safe platform pressure tool. While it has significantly more end lag, it has a lot of power, more active frames, and it comes out faster. Its name is No More Tears. Down Tilt was changed from a low kick to a low punch. Ness has tiny noodle arms, so it has abysmal reach, but he extends the range a tiny bit further with the sparks of PSI. It's not quite as fast as before, but it's still pretty easily spammable. D-Tilt has more knockback, but now slightly launches people, starting at mid%. It's got 2 launch angles. At high percent, it can start getting confirms out of it like down tilt into grab or down tilt to up smash. Since it has PSI, I guess we can technically name it. I'm thinking, don't stand so close to me. Dash attack is a bit different, but similar enough. Ness slides forward and punches twice. It's faster than old dash attack, except for worse end lag. From his fist, he sends 2 blasts of PSI energy. The physical punches reliably send into the PSI, which is a great burst option in neutral with great effective range, but is mostly unsafe on shield. Dash attack was named Rolling Stones. Now we have smash attacks, which are always exciting. Ness's forward smash does unusually high damage when fully charged. It becomes a critical hit. It has more hit lag and uses the same sound effect and visual effects as the smash attack in Earthbound. I would say you need a lot of guts to fully charge a smash attack. When uncharged, it's a bit weaker than it currently is, but as a smash attack, F-Smash is almost as strong as the home run bat. The tipper kills at 0 and breaks shields. It's still slow as hell, and the sour spot isn't even a one-shot, so good luck landing it. Speaking of that item, when a projectile is near Ness, the startup of F-Smash is much quicker. This turns F-Smash into an alright reflector instead of a bad one. Which leads us into Yo-Yo. I love Yo-Yo. I can't believe Sakurai would give me something this broken. But all good things must come to an end. I'm sorry, Ness mains. I'm going to listen to the people. Ness's Yo-Yo has returned to how it functioned in Smash 4. This means that they have lost their charge hitbox. Up smash deals more damage, but has slightly reduced knockback. And, just like an Earthbound, Yo-Yo cannot critical hit, so fully charging it doesn't grant a smash bonus like the bat. That's a pretty big loss. They get a couple buffs though. Up smash is much faster, has less end lag, and the Yo-Yo's string is longer for extra range. The back hit of up smash and the middle hit are great combo tools. In Smash 4, he had a body hitbox that came out before the Yo-Yo. Now it has set knockback so it always combos into up smash. This additional hitbox is his new best out of shield option and improves its consistency up close. Down smash is stronger. Down smash also gets a wonderful new close range hitbox just like up smash. It also comes out on frame 5 and always sends them backwards into the Yo-Yo. The front hit of down smash extends way farther. The front hit didn't do so much, so maybe this way can space people out. I said I made him busted, right? But up till now, Ness seems like a decently well-balanced character. But it's time to throw all that out the window, because we're talking grabs. You know how Ness has a pretty good grab game? What if he had the best grab game? Now he has the same grab as Palutena. Being a psychic, Ness can just extend his grab range to make it disjointed. What do you mean that's not fair? Of course it is. It's fine. Just grind the matchup for a few months. You'll live. Luigi's better anyway. Let's move on. Pummel still uses PSI, so I guess I can name it something. It'll be called Echoes, because you hear the sound multiple times. He has a new down throw. He telekinetically swings you in a circle and slams you on the floor. It's weaker, now only dealing 5%. It does pretty much the same thing as the old one, but the knockback growth is lower, so it can potentially always combo into fair or up air. This gives Ness a kill confirm from a grab, which I think he needed. Forward throw didn't need to be changed, so it was named Let It Be. Up throw is much weaker. Same deal, low scaling and never kills. It can combo, but it's super easy to DI, so it's unreliable. Because of that, I called it Go Your Own Way. I don't know if you noticed, but all of Ness's throws are incredibly weak. He's purposely holding back to save energy for back throw. At least, that's how I always saw it. And although back throw doesn't kill any sooner, back throw deals more damage, now sitting at an absurd 20%. But back throw has much more end lag, now being the laggiest throw in the game by far. If it doesn't kill or send super far away, it's not safe to use. Your best bet is to wait until you can back throw them from the opposite side of the stage. Its name is Across the Universe. Next, we discuss aerials. Ness has some very strange aerials, so I'm here to explain. Nair has less end lag, comes out frame 3 and has 2 frames of end lag shaved off. Nair is called Simon and Garfunkel. There are 3 hitboxes. The PSI on Nair is stronger and has a bit more range, but the body hitbox is a little smaller. Both PSI circles send people horizontally, but the late hit sends a bit more vertically. Sour Spot Nair, which is Ness's body, has less knockback and sends up. Fair has wider DI ranges than most multi-hit moves. Fair was named AC/DC. It's weaker now and almost never kills on stage. Fair has much less landing lag and can be used effectively in drag-down combos. AC/DC has a different pattern. However, the stream of PSI from Ness's hands is slightly smaller. That's not so bad though, because it gets a handy new ability. He makes a second PSI construct in front of AC/DC. This gives Fair more horizontal range than before despite the size nerf. This strange new sub-hitbox will be referred to as Highway to Hell. It's a weak single-hit move instead of being a multi-hit like AC/DC. It has set knockback and sends people back towards Ness. Its job is to hit them into AC/DC. The hitbox doesn't linger very long. It only stays active near the start of Fair and disappears. That means, while it has more range than before, it only outranges in certain situations. Fair has less range for the kind of spacing that Ness is used to. Landing Highway to Hell most of the time means nothing more than making sure they get hit with the rest of Fair. But it can get more use out of its launch angle because landing with Highway to Hell means that they get sent towards you, but don't get hit with AC/DC. Ness's up air was named Led Zeppelin, and it's a little bizarre. Much like forward air, there's a sub-hitbox living beside the original move, giving it additional utility. The move has an extra hit, one that allows it to end lower beside him. This finisher is interesting. It's called Stairway to Heaven. What's weird is that this ending hitbox, Stairway to Heaven, isn't the strongest part of the move. The second to last hit is the super strong one that actually kills people. Led Zeppelin's best hit is strong, but hard to kill with. The second to last hit has a crap ton of stun and the final hitbox overlaps it, which means it rarely connects without the final hit. Stairway to Heaven is very weak, but not useless. It sends people straight up and has set knockback to make combos consistently deadly. And with its big hitbox, it'll be easy to hit small opponents when landing with the move. You get some crazy vertical combos out of the finisher, but if you want to kill with up air, then you have to either time a fast fall perfectly or land before the final hit. These aerials are weird and confusing, but I was really trying to think outside the box and giving Ness a creative design. His bear is a lot simpler, so don't worry, we get a little bit of a break. His bear is no longer a dropkick. There's nothing wrong with the move, I actually quite like it a lot. I'm just cutting down on kicks to make it more of a Lucas thing. The new bear makes Ness blast PSI from his hands behind him. It retains utility similar to the old bear. It has the exact same amount of active frames. It's got the same hitbox too, but now it's disjointed. It's got 2 extra frames of startup than the old bear, but lower end lag and landing lag. The early hit is stronger than his old bear. The late hit is still just as weak as before. The arm and PSI are the same strength for consistency's sake. It's an excellent combo tool, and the late hit in particular can lead to many things. Back air's name is Starman. Down air is I Call Your Name. Or at least that's half the title. Ness gets a new dare that recycles his old down throw animation. He fires a stream of PSI from his finger below him to spike opponents. It's like if his fair went down and had new PSI patterns that reference PK Rock and Gamma. It comes out quicker at frame 14, but it has a brutal 24 frames of landing lag. Luckily, it auto-cancels in a short hop. It deals the same damage, but has less knockback than the previous dare. If you land with the spike hitbox, the landing lag is usually too high to follow up, so the best you can get is an up tilt sometimes. The final hit of dare is special compared to his other PSI attacks. The final hit is particularly big, so I have room for more complex patterns and designs. On the final hit of dare, the inside of the circle will display a random battle background from Earthbound. It could be any of them, even Gygus. The first part of down air is called I Call Your Name. What's the full title with this special final hit? With all this info, there's only one name it could have. I Call Your Name. Shield Special is Psy Magnet Alpha. It's both Shield Special and Down B like Fox's Shine. Its color is green. The absorb radius is smaller. It's frame 1 and has 6 frames of end lag. It's like a mini emergency version of Down B. Normally after Shield Special, Neutral B is next. That's just how we do things, but with Ness, we have to start with Up B because he's a weirdo. Up B got a mix of radical buffs and nerfs. PK Thunder Ball is now faster, but deals less knockback and damage. It sticks around longer. The ball steers easier too, allowing for more interesting chasing and recovery. PK Thunder overall is smaller. PK Thunder Ball no longer has intangibility at the start. This makes it incredibly easy to destroy and gimp Ness with any character. When Ness loses control of PK Thunder, like if he gets hit while controlling it, the thunder doesn't disappear. Instead, it keeps flying straight until it leaves. However, one new idea is that regardless of who owns PK Thunder, any PK Thunder spawned by Ness can still interact with him. What I mean by that is if someone reflects PK Thunder back at Ness, he will be involuntarily flung the other direction, usually to his death. PK Thunder has more end lag, increased from 39 to 45. PK Thunder end lag gets cancelled if you touch the floor before you enter freefall. Basically, if you land within those 45 frames, it's land cancelable. PK Thunderball gets another huge buff. Currently, the knockback angle is partially tied to where you hit your opponent. If you hit your opponent on the right side of them, they get sent up and right. But no matter what, they always get sent up. Now the knockback angle is totally dependent on where the Thunderball touches the opponent's hurt box. For example, if you hit their head, they get sent up. If you hit their back, they get sent back. And if you hit their feet, they go down. It's like the opposite of how it affects Ness when recovering. Speaking of, his recovery took another pretty big nerf. I'm buffing all this stuff about him, so unless he's still easy to gimp, he becomes more obnoxious. PK Thunder Tackle goes slightly less distance and is less powerful. The late hit in particular got nerfed a lot. The early hit didn't change as much, but it's harder to get because it has less active frames. When you hit the early part on PK Thunder Tackle, the cinematic freeze is different from most characters. The screen flashes black, then the animation for PK Thunder Beta from Earthbound plays, and the game resumes. Ness continues his flight, and you continue yours. PK Thunder Tackle is edge cancelable like in Smash 4. Ness takes 3% self-damage from PK Thunder Tackle. Why? I don't really know, I just thought it'd be funny. Ness falls slower during PK Thunder, allowing you to creatively recover. He can grab the ledge to cancel control over up B. He snaps to ledge even if he isn't facing it. You can now wall bounce twice with PK Thunder. Hitting another Ness with PK Thunder 1 forces them into PK Thunder 2! Just kidding about that one. Neutral B, PK Flash, is now much more controllable at the cost of size. It moves like a really slow PK Thunder. On top of that, it is a really slow PK Thunder. After pressing B, it automatically moves up, and then you can start steering and release whenever you want. It moves at about the speed of Smash 4 Lucas's PK Thunder. Hitting yourself with this move now torpedoes you across the stage, while also hitting harder than PK Thunder ever did, having no sour spot, and doesn't slow down from hitting someone. However, you cannot wall bounce with this move. PK Flash once again puts Ness into freefall when used. Oddly enough though, if you hit someone, then PK Flash doesn't put you into freefall. He gets a second chance so that the opponent doesn't just instantly kill him by body blocking his recovery. And even after all that, I'm still hitting you with new stuff. PK Flash can now be charged up, unlike PK Thunder. The thing I can easiest compare it to is this move Kirby uses in his PSI ability for Robobot. Holding B and not picking a direction lets Ness hold PK Flash in one place and charge it. It takes 3 seconds and then PK Flash becomes a much bigger, faster, and stronger version of itself. Want a reason to charge PK Flash? What if it's spiked? No, we can do better. It deals 40%, has loads of hit lag, and kills off stage at 0. Yeah, this is getting fun. As far as how it affects Ness when it hits himself, it doesn't. Ness can't use this version of PK Flash to recover. Also, it forces him into freefall. This charged Flash is strictly an attack, like in the base game. PK Flash controls differently when charged. It controls nearly identically to the aforementioned Kirby ability. Like with PK Thunder Tackle, if you hit either PK Flash Tackle or PK Charge Flash, then the screen goes black and it plays the original animation from Earthbound. PK Flash Alpha plays if you land PK Flash Tackle, and plays PK Flash Omega if you land PK Flash Charge. The awkward thing about this animation change is that PK Flash's original animation already exists when activated. It's just incredibly subtle and no one but die-hard Earthbound fans actually noticed it. Oh yeah, and hitting yourself does 8%. For fun. Ah, PK Fire, the most overrated move of all time. Well, Internet, your incessant crying has finally paid off. PK Fire works a bit different. In Earthbound, PK Fire hits a row of enemies. Now it reflects this better in Smash. First off, PK Fire now travels a bit further, but has more startup. The activation hurt box is no longer a lightning bolt. Now it's a red diamond, just like in Earthbound. When PK Fire collides with someone, the diamond erupts into flames, but doesn't stop moving. Aerial PK Fire no longer goes diagonally, but it only flies horizontally. PK Fire will carry an opponent for the full length of the move. PK Fire can't be DI'd out of, but SDI is effective. PK Fire has a finishing hitbox now. The finisher only activates when the distance requirement has been met. It will send you at a horizontal angle straight towards Ness. It has low base knockback but high knockback scaling. At low percent, you can't get there fast enough to combo, but at mid percent, you can combo into one of his aerials. And at high percent, there's enough hit stun to land even a forward smash if you're positioned right. PK Fire activates on shield too. Down B is Psy Magnet Omega. What makes it better than Shield Special? It's the same color as usual. Psy Magnet can snap to ledge, and increases your ledge grab range when released. Interestingly, if you press left or right while absorbing something mid-air, he'll do a dash to the side like he can do on the ground. Magnet Omega comes out slower on frame 5, but has the same almost non-existent end lag as Shield Special. Magnet Omega has intangibility on frames 2 to 5, and deals 9%. Magnet is also jump cancelable on frame 6. On the ground, the move sends them straight up. This has ridiculous combo potential like Falco's Shine. It has knockback growth, so it's best at low percent. That's not the case in the air. It has the same launch angle as before. Magnet can be DI'd though. If the opponent doesn't DI, Ness can follow up with whatever he wants. If they DI away, Ness can follow up with a fair. If they DI in, Ness can do whatever he wants. If they DI up, then Ness can combo into up air. If they DI down, then Ness can combo into dare. No matter what, if Ness reads your DI, he will get a guaranteed combo. His fair works the same sort of way. These types of moves are more common in my ideal Smash game because they're very interactive on both sides. PSI Magnet has more range. The increased range isn't for his hitbox though. If another character is close enough to the magnet while he's absorbing something, they will be healed instead of Ness. This was mostly added in so that Ness could heal his teammates. In Earthbound, he's a healer after all, but I also found it to be an interesting extra layer of counterplay since Magnet is super busted now. If Ness absorbs the attack too close to the enemy, they could steal the HP that would have gone to Ness. The next thing I'm going to talk about applies to anyone who can absorb things, like Mr. Game & Watch or Lucas. A quick list of moves that can now get absorbed. I won't cover everything, but I just wanted to mention that now he can absorb many more disjointed energy attacks. He could only do it with a couple like Snake's F-Smash. As long as it's not connected to the character's body, it should be considered. More specials get absorbed, like Roy's Neutral Bee, Samus Missile, Water Shuriken, Leaf Shield, Hero Zapple, and Magic Burst. These are really boring to list, so just assume whatever it looks like you can absorb it, you can absorb it. PK Starstorm now explodes when it hits the floor. A big addition to his final smash is Jeff now appears beside his friends. Jeff works exactly like the assist trophy. The first meteor will send people up and always appear from the center so you can combo into it. It has a slow charge rate and a poor 10-second retention. I actually had one last idea, but it was kinda stupid, so I cut it. When Ness does a turnaround animation and runs a really far distance, Ness starts to glow. Ness can start running back and forth to build up speed and eventually use PSI Teleport to vanish from the screen. Pressing A makes him return at lightning speed and hopefully slam into someone. It's a cute idea, but realistically this is pointless because there are 0 scenarios where your opponent will let you run around like an idiot for half a minute. So yeah, we're done with Ness, but check the video length. We're not all done. Mother is one of my favorite game franchises of all time and houses all my most wanted characters in Smash, but let's start with probably the easiest one, Ness's Echo Fighter, Ninten. Ninten is often forgotten and left out. Breaks my heart. As for costumes, they're split into 2 groups of 4. One group is official Ninten from the games, and the other is the fan-created image of Ninten, and a couple costumes of Ninten in a full baseball uniform. Entrance animation is side teleportation, so it's basically Ness's vanilla entrance animation. One of his victory animations has him chasing around a possessed lamp with his bat and smashing it. Another one has Anna and Ninten dance together. This moment was so cute. Up taunt has Ninten say, "No crying till the end," which is easily the best taunt in the game. Side taunt continues the trend of playing with psychic energy. Ninten casts several small sparks on the tip of his finger and they float around him. Down taunt has Ninten spin his boomerang on the tip of his finger. Ninten cannot use his psychic powers to form attacks, so he has to physically attack you. Ninten's percent scrolls up like Ness. Even though Mother 1 didn't have this feature, I wanted Ninten to be the strongest healer, and this mechanic mixes really well with his kit. Even though he's a weaker PSI user, Ninten jumps higher and moves much faster. His great movement makes him unique from Ness. He has great air mobility and above average ground mobility. His acceleration is amazing, and he shares Ness's slippery traction. Jab is vanilla jab, F-tilt is vanilla, up tilt is Ness's up tilt without any PSI, Ninten's is much faster, and has more horizontal range, down tilt is vanilla, but it can trip, dash attack is a baseball slide, F-smash is a swing from an aluminum bat. Ninten's F-smash is stronger than Ness's, and it's also a bit faster. When landing a charged F-smash, Ninten's hat falls off. And just like Ness, Ninten can also smash attack. However, Ninten's isn't as effective as Ness's at full charge. Ninten also has yo-yo for up and down smashes, despite not appearing in Mother 1. I could have used slingshots and boomerangs, but to be honest, those don't seem like very good weapons for smash attacks. Speaking of the yo-yo, surprise! Ninten has a charge hitbox on yo-yo. I bet you were happy this thing was gone, but no, it's just under new management. But that's not all. I'm bringing back another yo-yo memory I'm sure you've repressed. Ninten has access to the melee yo-yo glitch. Any single hitbox non-projectile attack can be extended to Ness's body. Since Ninten has more single-hit moves, he gets a lot out of this glitch and could even be a major part of his game plan if you're good enough. The charging attack does more damage and connects more reliably, but can be easily SDI'd. Pummel is from Smash 4 Ness, otherwise all his throws are shared with our new Ness. Nair doesn't use PSI, but it's stronger than Ness's and has more active frames. Fair is totally new. He throws his boomerang. It's just like Toon Link's Fair, how he can hit him up close. It's very strong before it leaves his hand, but even after, it still retains some power. It curves up before returning. Because it's a projectile, you can use Fair without interrupting a yo-yo glitch as long as you don't land with the melee hitbox. Up air is Smash 4's Forehead of Pain. Bear is a faster version of vanilla Ness's Bear with no PSI. Dare is melee Ness's Dare. And for specials, we'll start out with Shield Special. I considered making it Magnet, but I wasn't satisfied. So next up, I tried to base a move on PM Lucas's Neutral B, and I thought of a cool spin. Offense Up must be charged for 2 seconds and won't be stored if cancelled. Offense Up increases damage and knockback by 50% for 15 seconds. However, when Ninten reaches 100%, it becomes a new move, PSI Defense Up. Defense Up increases defense by 50% for 15 seconds. Neutral B is PSI Life Up. This is a healing move. However, it controls identically to PK Flash, but moves a little slower. This makes it an awfully hard move to execute. If it does hit Ninten, it will fully heal him and give him a little boost upwards. It doesn't go far, but it can help him recover, in more ways than one. It's super slow, lacks a hitbox, and can accidentally heal the opponent if they jump in the way. Luckily, the hold to charge mechanic also works with this move. When held down, it becomes PSI Life Up Omega. He gains intangibility and Ninten can heal himself and all teammates with zero risk of hitting the enemy. Side B is PK Beam. PK Beam is a simple projectile. It's more similar to Lucas's PK Fire than Ness's. In the air, it's fired diagonally and launches them at a lower angle. It's a single hit move. It doesn't burst into flames and instead just disappears. Up B is 4th D-Slip, and it's the most versatile teleport recovery in the game. While Ninten loses access to PK Thunder and the Thunder Jacket, he gets a good recovery. When using the move, you go into this startup animation where you can input any direction and transfer momentum there. You have no hitbox when disappearing. What's interesting is that similar to Meta Knight's down B, you can move around in that other dimension and have high control as to where you reappear. You can't stay in there forever, but you can disappear for much longer than Meta Knight. The less time you stay in there, the more speed you have upon exiting. You can use that speed for horizontal recovery or advanced movement tech. While it possesses some bad landing lag, it reduces your traction to 0 until it's over, making it easy to ledge cancel. Down B is Psy Magnet. Unlike Ness and Lucas, Ninten's Magnet has no hitbox. It does, however, come out on frame 1, is jump cancelable on frame 2, as well as having less end lag than Ness, and being able to jump cancel the absorbing animation at any point. It's safe. It also multiplies his upwards momentum when activated. The absorption radius is much bigger than the other two. He has a higher healing multiplier as well. This goes for his own healing and the healing he does for others. The healing multiplier is times 3 and has no maximum cap. The last thing is that it has a much bigger and stronger wind box that pulls people in towards him. His final smash is the 8 melodies. He calls Anna and Lloyd to come help him sing. This is pretty much a cooler and better version of DK's old final smash. Each note does damage and makes people dizzy rather than doing knockback. The final note deals 30% and travels to the blast zone. It also deals very heavy shield damage. It has average to slightly lower charge rate and an average retention time. And with that, we have a brand new and very unique Ness moveset, plus a new character to complete the Mother Trilogy. If I could have any redesign actually make it into the game, I would want my main. But this Ness would hardly be balanced unless everyone else got buffed. But he'd still be sick. So with that, I say I succeeded. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned to find out how I fixed that car wreck that is Ultimate Falcon. Good night. Oh yeah, the voice lines. Do I have to? Fine. Fuzzy Pickles! PK Flash! Yeah! PK Fire! PK Thunder! Yow! Yeesh. Sorry. Yeah, maybe Ness's voice is better as it is.